TravelWise with Phil Blizzard. News, views and interviews.
Hello, I'm Phil Blizzard with Breaking Travel News podcast from the Arabian Travel Market Day 3. Today's real news, well, I suppose the news has been the success of this first in-person, face-to-face travel show anywhere in the world. The Arabian Travel Market in Dubai, the Dubai World Trade Center. And story-wise here on the Breaking Travel News podcast, well, I can tell you what, we're going to be talking about, finding out about the Dubai Expo and also about one of the biggest projects in Saudi Arabia. They're coming your way. And let me remind you that we've been out and about around the show collecting a large number of video interviews, all of which are online at Breaking Travel News. Let's have our first interview coming your way on the Breaking Travel News podcast. Breaking Travel News at the Arabian Travel Market. We're taking a look at the biggest event that's going to be happening this year and into next year, Expo 2020. Sue, give us an overview of why you are here and the key messaging you're putting out.
Thank you, Phil. I mean, we are at ATM because this is the year of Expo. We open our doors in less than 4 months on the 1st of October, and we are here to engage with the travel industry. Collectively, we've been through a lot of pain in the past year with travel restrictions and so on. But with the world opening up and vaccination coming through, we've had huge interest from the travel industry. In fact, we've just signed up to 2,515 authorized ticket resellers across 60 markets, which shows phenomenal demand for Expo.
60 markets, that must be the entire world. So quite a few things to talk about. Give us a quick update of where things are at the moment.
So essentially the construction of the site has been complete. The countries are putting the finishing touches to their pavilion. So when the visitors actually arrive in October, they'll be able to see 192 countries within one location. So imagine going from United States to Uganda, from Jamaica to Japan, all within a site which is twice the size of Monaco. It is going to be fantastic for the visitors to come through.
A lot of events and a lot of specific days. So I believe the different countries will have their own day to speak of.
Yes, what we have is we have a series of national days and honor day celebrations. We have 182 days of Expo and we have more than 190 countries participating. Right. So you can imagine on some days you'll have 2 countries celebrating their national days. And the national day celebrations are going to be so much fun because not only will you have a flag raising ceremony, you will have a parade or a procession by the countries. You will also have a series of business delegation coming through. So it is going to be really the time. Imagine coming and celebrating Brazil's National Day or on St. Patrick's Day celebrating Ireland's National Day. It is just going to be, I think not only is it going to be informative, it's also going to be highly entertaining.
It's going to be entertaining, flamboyant, and I was going to say a little bit wild, but very flamboyant, perhaps a better phrase. So when we come to entertainment, you're saying 6 months of entertainment, what can we expect in terms of names? When will you be making announcements to those names who will be booked to attend?
Yes, so there are up to 60 live events a day. So you can imagine everything from music festivals to art shows to comedy festivals to any kind of cultural shows and heritage shows will be happening. We expect to release our programming starting from summer this year. So you can actually start taking. So if you're interested in ballet from Monaco, for example, here is the place to come and watch it. If you'd like to watch a cultural performance from Malaysia, here would also be the place for us to come and see it. For look out for us and our announcement in summer. You will start seeing some of the big names, the celebrity concerts, the artists coming through during that time.
Now, technology is so important these days in all aspects of life and entertainment and tourism. What can we expect on the technology side at Expo 2020?
Well, Expo's USPs have traditionally been a place where countries come and show forward technology. A very cute example that I always like to share is I got my mobile phone 15 years ago, but the mobile phone was revealed at the World Expo in Osaka in 1970 and I wasn't even born. So imagine coming to the Expo and to be able to see robots performing surgery, robots playing Beethoven. You'll be able to see drone waiters serving you your food. You'll be able to see the most sensitive telescope ever made. So from a technology perspective, it's some incredible innovations are coming together. But it's not only about fun and exciting technology, but it's also technology about how can we make the world a more sustainable place? How do we build buildings better? How do we plan our cities better? How will we be flying in the future? What will aircrafts be looking like? So there's a whole raft of things from
so
every
much,
sector.
Yeah, and so much for us to talk about. So let's sort of wrap things up with Grippy on spot. Give us a 30-second guided tour around the site of Expo 2020.
Okay, so you come in and you will go to Al Wasl Plaza, which is a 17-story high projection dome. believe you and me, you will never see anything like this in your life, a venue for concerts. Then you will then start taking a tour of all the countries. So you want to go to Peru, you want to go to Chile, you want to go to Myanmar, you want to go to Jamaica. You'll be able to see all of that. You'll end your day with a major concert or a really interesting art festival, and then dine on some of the most wonderful food that you can experience. So everything wrapped up.
And you've wrapped it up in 30 seconds. So, Sue, thank you very much indeed for joining us on Breaking Travel News.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you, Phil.
And from Dubai across to Saudi Arabia now as we take a look at a major project at a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
TravelWise with Phil Blizzard. News, views and interviews.
Breaking Travel News, travelling around the Arabian Travel Market, and I've just come across a New Yorker, guess where? On the Saudi Arabian stand. So, Jerry, what are you doing here?
Well, after 50 years in tourism, good to see you, Phil. Thank you for the great work you do for our industry. But after 50 years in tourism, I have the privilege of being the CEO of the Diriyah Gate Development Authority to fulfill the Crown Prince's vision to make Diriyah one of the great travel destinations in the world.
And what a wonderful backdrop behind it. So give us an overview of the project.
Well, we're a UNESCO World Heritage Site thanks to the King Salman, the custodian of the two holy mosques. He started the restoration of the birthplace of the kingdom in 1998. Now we're building a 10-kilometer concentric master plan around that to attract 25 million people to Riyadh.
So regarding this master plan, give us an overview of what visitors can expect.
Yeah, first phase, which we're coming at it a ground with now, we'll have assets finished by the end of this year, believe it or not. We'll have 19 hotels, which are under development now, one already under construction, a whole system, 7 kilometers of parks. We open up 19 restaurants in the first quarter of next year, full infrastructure to take 6,000 residences, new universities, new souks, the largest civil engineering and tourism project in the world right now.
Sounds very enormous. And you mentioned the hotels there. What's going to be the range? What type of hotels are you going to have?
Yeah, with the kingdom opening up to tourism now, and we opened up to 49 countries plus Macau and Hong Kong in September of 2019. We were doing 55,000 visas a week thanks to the dynamic Ministry of Tourism, but then we had to shut it down to COVID. So now when you look at 100 million people coming to the kingdom in the next 10 years, we have to make sure that we're ready to receive 25 million in Riyadh. So that will require hotels, residences, a full tourism structure. But we are not a theme park. We're the birthplace of the kingdom. So today is meant high-end, 4 and 5 star.
I guess you've got to make that distinction. You're not a theme park. You have a huge heritage site there. So how are you going to sort of market it that way?
Well, we're going to say that come to the kingdom. It's rich, hundreds of years of culture and heritage. Diriyah is almost 400 years old. So we have a major project in Riyadh that we're thrilled about called Diriyah. But that's meant to be pop culture. That's a theme park. That will take millions of people, and it's fabulous. But we are culture and heritage. We're the birthplace of the kingdom, and we're the house of Al Saud.
You mentioned phase one. Give us a quick snapshot of what we can expect in the following phases.
Yes, well, phase one, we're almost done. A lot of infrastructural work, several $1 billion worth to get the master plan in. But we have the first hotel under construction of 19, the first museum of 9 museums, the first 19 restaurants of 100 restaurants, the first 2 parks of 100 parks. So there's a lot happening right now.
So you're here at ATM. What's your key message? And also, it's great to be able to meet people face to face, isn't it? After so much time on Zoom and everything else.
Haven't we? You and I have been around a long time, isn't it? Good to be back in public. ATM is the big one. So here, come visit us. The kingdom is welcoming. Come visit the birthplace of the kingdom. As we say, only one Diriyah.
Okay. One notable thing today, I believe that the kingdom has opened up for people from Saudi Arabia to travel out. So, neighbouring Bahrain is going to be happy with that.
Yes, and we've always wanted it. We've always wanted Saudis to travel. They're some of the greatest travelers in the world, and for people to come in. But we've had to be very protective because of COVID. And now we're starting to get on top of it, all the good news with the vaccines. So we're encouraged.
Jerry, thanks very much for your time. Great talking to you. And I look forward to talking to you on location in Saudi.
You are most welcome. Only one Diriyah. Come visit us.
Fascinating insight there from Jerry. I'm Phil Blizzard with the Breaking Travel News podcast, and just reminded that our interviews, our video interviews, are online at breakingtravelnews.com.
TravelWise with Phil Blizzard. News, views and interviews.